Live from News Channel 8, your News at 10 starts now.
Thanks for joining us. I'm meteorologist Joy Bettenhausen with meteorologist Kirsten Lang with special coverage of the first storm of the year.
Tonight, we are tracking the forecast as the snow continues to fall. Right now, the storm is moving through, and we'll get to that in a minute. But first, let's send it over to News Channel 8's Leighton Leatherman, who has been in Ranger 8 and is tracking road conditions. Leighton, where are you and how does it look?
Joy, Kirsten, we are on 71st Street in Tulsa Hills, and it is brutal out here. The snow is blowing sideways. Just behind me here at the top of the hill at the light, people are getting stuck left and right, unable to get the momentum to go up the hill, especially if they have to stop at the red light. I would highly recommend anybody thinking about driving right now to stay in. The roads have not yet been plowed from this fresh new snow, except for maybe some major highways, but especially small roads like this and those elevated surfaces, it is going to be a no-go, guys. Highly recommend staying at home. You can see behind me, multiple people are getting stuck and having to either turn around or reverse. It becomes very, very dangerous, especially in these type of temperatures. You don't want to be stuck anywhere. It is brutal out here. You can always go to our weather app for live updates, as well as our website at k2l.com. We'll be seeing you soon. Reporting in Tulsa Hills, Leighton Leatherman, News Channel 8.
All right, thanks, Leighton. We got a chance to hear from Tulsa Mayor Monroe Nichols today about the city's response to the storm. Here's what he had to say on plans to keep the roads clear.
Trying to make sure that we keep streets as drivable as possible. Very best thing is that if you don't have to be out, don't be out, because we want to make sure we give those snow plows the opportunity, but also we want to make sure we drive down the traffic so our first responders, we can make their job a little bit easier.
Tulsa says crews from Public Works, police officers, firefighters, and more are on standby as the storm passes through. Street crews have been out all day monitoring roads. The night shift will report to work at midnight. Crews will be on 12-hour shifts as the snow continues to fall. There is one closure to report tonight. The city of Tulsa says South Elwood Avenue by Turkey Mountain will be closed until further notice. Taking a live look now at the BOK Center in downtown Tulsa, News Channel 8's Cameron Johnson has an update for us on how conditions are looking in downtown.
Well, overall, I'd say it's been a pretty quiet Saturday here in downtown, but that is, of course, what you want when dealing with these kinds of conditions. Right now, I'm standing at the intersection of Detroit and Archer. At around 7 o'clock this evening, a group of 5 or 6 snowplows and salt trucks came through and cleared out a lot of that piled up snow on the road, especially on bridges like this one here behind me, one of several in the downtown area. And since then, cars have seemingly been getting up and down them without major issues. Same deal for most of the roads around here. Now, again, that was at 7 o'clock, and since then, as you can see, the snow starting to come down a little bit more again, which means we could be seeing more of that stuff that caused cars to lose traction and even fishtail in some instances. So if you do have to get out on the roads at all tonight, please do so with the utmost caution. But if you can, stay home, stay warm. In downtown, I'm Cameron Johnson, News Channel 8.
All right, thanks, Cameron. Over in Catoosa, Oklahoma Highway Patrol say the I-44 Oklahoma 66 exit ramp will be closed overnight due to weather conditions. Remember to drive safe and avoid going out unless you absolutely need to. We will keep you updated on this closure both on air and online at k2l.com.
From the Oklahoma Ford Storm Center, your first warning forecast, certified as Tulsa's most accurate weather.
All right, checking in now with meteorologist Joy Bettenhausen, who has a look at the current system making its way across the Sooner State.
Yeah, we're going to start with the look outside. As we look out over, we're going to actually start with our radar here, or the Rose District, that is. That's what we're looking at. If we can put our graphics here in the monitors, that would be fantastic. Otherwise, we're looking at a snowy scene, right? We still have the Christmas lights out there. And of course, it looks like Christmas now, maybe than what it did look like just a couple of months ago, right around the Christmas season. Of course, we have been dealing with this wintry weather since late last night. And at least with that, well, we had some lighter snowfall. This is the snowfall over the past 24 hours. And with that being said, some folks saw anywhere from about 1 to 4 inches area wide, but we did have some spots that picked up just a little bit more snow. These are radar estimates, and you can see that, well, as we go across our northeastern counties, we do have some hot spots anywhere locally from 6 to 8 inches, 5 to 6 inches in and around the Tulsa metro. And then for our far southeastern counties is where we were seeing kind of some of those hot spots once again. But if you remember, those higher totals do account for some sleet mixture as well. So going forward, we're going to be tracking the snowfall through the late overnight hours into early tomorrow morning, and this is where we're going to see some hazardous conditions for you. 24-hour snowfall totals. Porham was the highest we could find, 7.5 inches. Eufaula at 5 inches. Same with Skiatook, and about 4 inches in Henrietta. This is our storm chaser, James McMullen. He's been out traveling across the Tulsa metro, and he was saying that he was looking at snowfall rates anywhere from about 1 inch to 1.5 inches per hour, and we could see snowfall has accumulated greatly on the roadways. Definitely looks like a different sight than when I came into work just a couple of hours ago. So if you do have to head into work, be prepared for a slower travel, as well as maybe some dicey conditions for some slick spots. We're going to continue to keep an eye on our road conditions, as well as what we can expect for the snow in our upcoming show.
All right, thanks, Joy. And here is the scene out of Skiatook today. Man, they had tractors out. They were really getting after it. Saw tractors that were out about in the city, or in the town rather, helping to clear roadways downtown. Traffic was moving slow but steady as people went out and braved the roadways. But again, it was a snowy sight out there in and around Skiatook, really all across the area, of course, as we saw those inches of snow. All right, well, tonight we are getting an update from IMSA on their winter weather response. They say crews responded to 1 carbon monoxide incident today. IMSA also reported a total of 12 cold air exposure emergencies in the Tulsa service area. Since Friday, 6 patients were taken to the hospital. Crews continue to urge residents to take precautions like layering your clothes if you do have to go outside, as temperatures remain dangerously low. And volunteers are still needed at Creoaks Winter Weather Shelter. Volunteers will help keep the shelter open and operating as they see an increased need throughout this winter storm. Several other warming shelters around the metro will also be open 24/7 to help people needing to get out of the cold. Those include the John 316 Mission, the Be Heard Shelter, and the Salvation Army. You can go to KTUL.com for the full list.
Let's take a live look now at the weather conditions around Oklahoma. This is what it looks like on I-35 in Oklahoma City. You can see there's just about 1 lane cleared. Otherwise, yeah, we've got some snowy roadways, so make sure to take it easy if you have to head out through the overnight hours. Now, this was the scene out in Oklahoma City earlier today. The road conditions there were definitely dicey at times. The Oklahoma City Metro saw anywhere from about 1 to 4 inches of snowfall, with some of the suburbs clocking in at some higher amounts. You could see, though, some folks were definitely having fun taking advantage of that snowfall. Let's check.
All right, and let's check in on some photos that are being used, rather, or being sent in by our viewers. This is JoJo, and you can see she has gotten a hair full of snow. Look at that donkey. This picture was sent in to us by Darius Gillespie, and this is JoJo's first snow. And take a look at these kids. This is a picture from Tammy Langford showing a few kids enjoying some hot cocoa. I know my kids did after playing and sledding in the snow. And we want to see your winter weather pictures. Just head into our website and click Chime In. Then you can submit your winter weather pics. And you never know, it may end up being featured on air.